Let me give you the best advice. Before removing any dust or scratch, clean your screen. That's it. Clean your screen. I just saved you a couple of hours or days or years. Maybe. Hi there, this is Unmesh from PiXimperfect, and today I'm going to share with you a couple of tips and techniques to remove dust and scratches from your photos in Photoshop, especially product photography. So without any further ado, let's get started. So here we are in Photoshop, and this is a picture that I took of this blue raspberry microphone that I had, and I used two lights, red and blue. Actually, I did it with my phone, just a little secret. On the phone, on the screen, I had red, and on the other phone, I had two phones. On the other phone, I had blue. So kept it on both the sides, took the picture, very simple. And by the way, thanks a lot to Chad and Jonathan for passing it along so that I could take some pictures. And it's a very nice microphone for travel. It just folds in very nicely, just like that. And you can just carry it along with you. Nice one. Alright, so I'm just going to keep it right there and resume editing it. It has a lot of dust and scratches. How do we remove it? First of all, let's try the dust and scratches filter, and then we'll use other techniques as well. Make a copy of the background layer. To do that, press Ctrl or Command J. Okay, and convert this into a smart object. Go to Filter, Convert for Smart Filter, so that anything we apply, any filter, will be applied non-destructively, and we will be able to change the values later. And the reason why we are working on a copy here, because we want to keep the original file as a backup, and also to have a look at the before and after. So all you need to do now is to go to Filter, Noise, and Dust and Scratches. Now, once you apply that, zoom in a bit. Okay? Zoom in a bit and move to the areas which might have the noise. Now here's what I would suggest. Take the threshold all the way to 0 and the radius as well all the way to 1, all the way to the left. And you can check in the preview, make sure the preview is checked. Now increase the radius, keep on gradually increasing it to the point where all the dust is gone. Still we can see the dust, keep on increasing it even more. At this point we see most of it gone. You can also increase it a little bit more. 32 is fine. Then we will increase the threshold. Keep on increasing it gradually. This is okay. Just when you see the dust coming up, stop. You need to go back. Let's go back even more. Let's see what 6 holds for us. It still has some dust. Let's go for 4. Okay. That way you also have the texture and blur at the same time. Let's choose 5, I guess, and hit OK. We can always change the values later. That's the advantage of a smart object. Now, but everything has blurred it out. It has removed the dust, yes, but everything is gone. It just doesn't look right. So we need to create a mask. Hold the Alt or Option and click on the mask button to create a negative mask. That means a mask filled with black. Again, black hides and white shows up. If you select the mask, take the brush and paint in white, those areas will show up. Just simply take a brush, make sure white is the color. Select the top one, the soft round brush, and start painting with white. On these areas, make sure the opacity and flow are at 100 and simply start painting. And start removing those here. Noise. Not noise, actually, what are they called? Dust. Yes. Just start painting. There you go, removed easily, right? Very easy to do. Let's do this here as well. Don't go near the edge. If you do, it will just mess up. Okay? Be careful around the edge. But again, that is the advantage of dust and scratches. Even if you go inside the edge a little bit, it's okay. It doesn't matter much. Don't paint on critical detailed areas, because if you do, it's going to mess up. Okay? For those dust and scratches, we have other techniques, but this is for the basic ones. Let's have a look over the microphone. It's okay. What about the background? What if we try it over here? Nope. For these areas, let's use some other techniques. Let's go back. Let's use some other techniques. But for the ground, that technique was the best. It's gone. Let's have a look at the before and after. So this is the after, and this is the before. Now, here's one more tip. To be able to see all the dust and scratches, do this. Create a curves adjustment layer. Click on the adjustment layer icon and then choose curves. Okay. Then simply create a zigzag curve. Doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be accurate. How accurate it is just doesn't really matter. Just make a zigzag curve like that. Okay. And you can control it. All right. Now, to remove the distraction, now you can see all the dust and scratches over there. To be able to see it more clearly, here's what you can also do. Create a hue saturation adjustment layer. Click on the adjustment layer icon and choose hue saturation. Take the saturation all the way to the left and collapse it. See, now you're able to see everything so very clearly, right? So you can make a group of both of these. Press Ctrl or Command, hold it and select the other one, then Ctrl or Command G. And you can name it Check Layer. Okay. So with it turned on, you'll be able to see everything. So this is without it, this is with it. You see every dust and scratch. Now, just underneath the check layer, we need to create a normal layer, just like that. Okay. And you can name it cloning, healing, or whatever you like, removing dust and scratches. The spelling was wrong. I hope that is all right. Okay. Now, simply take the regular healing brush tool, the second one, and start removing those. Now, you might want to choose the sample current and below because we don't want to sample from the layers above it. We don't want to take the curves and the hue saturation into consideration. We just want to sample from the combination of the layers which are beneath it. So, current and below. Let's make the brush a little smaller. All we have to do, zoom in, take a sample and paint. So, hold the Alt or Option. Click on the area around it, take a sample, and then simply paint on these areas. That is fine, that is fine. You see dust over there, and slowly and gradually you would remove all of them. Start from the top. When it comes to these things, start from the top. Hold the Alt or Option, click on the surrounding areas, paint. Option, click on the surrounding area, paint. And all we need to do is to keep on doing it. Sometimes you can just get away with dust and scratches, but when you have backgrounds with texture like this, you might have to do this. So now you see the texture, okay? So at this point, make the brush a little bigger, hold the Alt or Option, sample from here, and then line it up properly, and then paint. Similarly, you'll have to do it in other areas as well. Now, to be able to see the preview, and you'll see the purple preview because the sample is current and below. To be able to see the preview, if you're not seeing it, go to Windows and then Clone Source. Make sure this is checked, Show Overlay. Okay. Sometimes when you're not able to line it up, just turn this off. Then you'll be able to see it properly, and I don't see any problem here. Just with this on, you'll be able to see some discrepancies, but now you don't, that's okay. So everything is clear around there. Let's see here. There are a couple of areas which needs to be cleaned. All right, so let's take a sample and simply paint. Sample, paint. Take a sample from here, line it up properly, and paint. Take a sample from here, line it up properly, just like that, and paint. Okay, those areas are removed. Let's do that again. Take a sample, line it up nicely, properly, and paint. Looks good. Now this is really extreme view of all the dust and scratches. You won't see any of it when I turn that off. But it's best to remove them. Okay, let's look for some scratches this microphone might have. I actually had dropped it once. Do not do this if you're selling it on eBay. Everything looks good around here. Here's a little bit of problem. Let's turn it off and see. No, that's just a reflection, but let's go ahead and remove that. That's a distraction as well. Whoops. It isn't going that way. Let's use the clone stamp tool. Current and below. Gone. Let's come back to the healing brush tool. Let's see whether any other areas are remaining. A couple areas here. There's a little spot there. A little bit of dust. Now you can take all the time in the world to remove all of that. Now, let's have a look at the before and after. So I'm just going to turn it off. and have a look. It looks very, very clean. So let's have a look. So here is the before with all the dust here, there at the top. And let me show you the after. You won't see much of a difference. You might have to zoom in. And here is the after with everything cleaned in. I see a little bit of lint or scratch there. So I can simply take the clone stamp tool or the healing brush tool and just clear it out very easily. So there we go. Those are the couple of tips and techniques to remove dust and scratches. The first one was simply creating a copy of the background layer, turn it into a smart object by go to filter, convert for smart filters, or right clicking on it and choose convert to smart object. Both do the same thing, and then applying filter dust and scratches. Keep on increasing the radius and stop just when you see all of the dust or the dirt gone. Then keep on increasing the threshold, and just when you see the dust or the dirt, stop. Let's step back a little bit. Hit OK, and then just mask in the areas where the dust was. If that was not enough, create a new layer. And we would use the healing tool to remove all of those dust and scratches. At this point, you might want to create a check layer. Now, what is a check layer? Check layer allows you to see more than is actually visible. In this case, we simply created a curves adjustment layer with a zigzag curve and created a hue saturation adjustment layer, took down the saturation to be able to see the dust more clearly. And that's how easily we removed all of them. So that's all for this video. Hope this video helped you, and if it did, make sure to give us a like, and also don't forget to subscribe, and not just subscribe, ring the bell so that you, my friend, don't miss any other future tip, trick or tutorial. Thank you so much for watching, and I would like to take this moment to thank all these nice and amazing people for supporting this channel on Patreon. Thank you for all the support. I'll see you guys in my next one. Till then, stay tuned and make sure that you keep creating.